Check. Check. How we looking? Is this thing on? Oh, is this thing on? Can you guys hear me? Oh, you guys thought I was dancing? No, I was peeing in a bottle, and I thought I had enough time to do it before this thing caught up with me. But all right. Hold on, give me a second here. The shit's been acting a little wonky. The stream during the pre-screening of the technology suddenly disconnected on me. You guys can hear me though. All right, good. All right. So let's get to this. Let's make it happen. 3, 2, 1, contact. Inertia, initiative, impetus, and catalyst to lull their fellow courtesans, concubines, and curly-cued Casanovas with a consuming commitment to crass communication and coy coquetry like this creepy curmudgeon right fucking here. Like all you creepy curmudgeons out fucking there. Ooh, I almost stumbled over it. That would have been like the first time I've ever stumbled over it. Let's see if we can do this. And that is enough amusing amalgam of alliteration to auspiciously announce the advent of the action here at WhiteTrashRob'sNODCAST Live. The church gathering, the team meeting, adjourning from the land of Nod. I've been in a twat fucking mood all fucking day, but we'll see if we can all collectively work ourselves up into a better mindset, if possible. Mike Dunford asked, what does 5x5 mean? We'll get to the trivia later because I got some damn good trivia questions and I got some ideas for gifts. But 5x5 is from it's like a military term when you're using like walkie-talkies or like shortwave communication. You know, you say, "How am I reading?" over, and they say, "Yeah, right." Fuck that shit. Somebody was just calling me who knows what I'm doing right now! Ah! You know what? Hold on for a second. Put that thing out there so that can't happen again. 5x5, basically, it's a rating for how you're reading me. How you reading me? I'm reading you 5x5, or 4x5, or 3x5, or 1x5. You know, the bandwidth, a 1 to 5 rate of how things are going. So how are you doing? Before we get to the heavy lifting of this fucker, Jack Shadduck in the house. Well, I was just getting to that. I'm going to do a few shout-outs real quick. Shout out to Jack Shadduck. Jack, I'm glad you're here. Jack had a motherfucker of the last at least week and more like 2 weeks and probably even longer. So everybody give Jack some love. I mean, I'm talking some horrific shit. I'm not going to tell his story, without his permission, but some dark shit. Stuff that we would all tremble at. I mean, I'm being serious. I'm not being snide. Whatever we're all facing, he's facing that as well, in addition to some things that are quite challenging. So I love you, Jack, and I'm glad you're here. I'm glad to see you here. Jack runs the group. Jack was the one that put the group together. Shout out to Dobby. Dobby, I'm glad, I was trading messages with you on the group the other night, and that might be a topic we may get into a little bit, but I'm glad you got some time together. I'm glad you got a reprieve from the demon. Congratulations. Shout out to Billy fucking Moonbeam and the Billy fucking Moonbeam Show. Go check it out. The second episode is up. I pissed my pants laughing. And there's a post in the thread in the group. There's a post in the group. He was asking for people to send in a quick little clip to him of them saying, fuck you and fuck society too. One of his bands is doing a cover of Wasted Youth Crew. And he wanted the clips for a video for the Moonbeam Show and for the song. And I'm going to do it as well. Shout out to Mike Dunford. Mike, congratulations, brother. Congratulations. I didn't plan to anything specific to say, but I remember when talking to you in 2007, 2008, when you were at the beginning of this plan, this and journey and path that you were on, and you followed it diligently and unswervingly, and that is of immense value to me and inspiration to me, because I am fickle and capricious. And there's so much more I want to say, but I don't know how much you'd be comfortable with. So much of it is related to your story, that you did all this after a point in your life that many people would have given up and said, I threw it all away, and you didn't. The entire story is amazing. Mike, if you ever want to tell it on the group page, I'm sure people will get a lot out of it. Or we can get you up here, or via FaceTime or something, and tell the story as well. Shout out to Dave Boyd. Dave, all my condolences and love to you and your family for what happened. That broke my heart. That is a fucking horrible thing to deal with. So there's no words. I mean, words fail with something like that. So, and I'm sure the group feels the same way. Dave lost a family member last week, and it was under pretty fucking harrowing circumstances. On a similar note, shout out to Josh Selser and his brother Seth. Rest in peace, Seth. Josh, all my condolences to you and your family. That story tore me up. It was like the story of your brother was like a knife in my heart. So all my love and condolences to you and your family and your brother. May he truly be at peace. Let's get first, real quick. We're gonna blow through. Oh, there's a good amount of people in here. But not a good amount of likes. Guys trying to hurt my feelings. Got like a ton of people, but like only like 14 likes. Fucking. No. All right, let's do the quick run through, and then we'll try to jump into something heavier or lighter or somewhere in between. Holy shit balls! There's a lot. All right, so we're gonna try to do this quick. I go to the top just because I like to get the people who are first in the group first. The first guys in here were John Hanson, Balotati, but the chat cuts off. It refreshes the minute you go live, and you lose. I do anyway. I don't know if you guys can still see the stuff that came prior, but so Brad Taylor. This thing didn't fuck up, did it? Hold on. No, we're looking all right for the moment. John Hanson, Six Steve, STP 440. Steve, of course, is the Torquemator of this group. He is my Grand Inquisitor and my head of internal security. He is the Narodny Commissariat Vnutenich Deal of the NKVD, of fucking the head of the NKVD. He's the Laurentiya Beria of fucking Team No Head in the Oven. Eric Andrzejak, I think I'm pronouncing that properly, but I know you well. I'm glad you're here. Mike Edelman, glad you're here. Menno bro, what's up, brother? Eastbound Hyena, Nathan, what's going on, pal? Tiffany Harden, what's going on, hon? Good to see you. Brian Ramsey, I'm glad you were able to make it. I know Dacia's in the house as well. Bradford Taylor on I get you two things confused. Billy Moonbeam in the house. Dana D, what's up, hon? Texas, Wasted Youth. Johnny Disaster, what's going on, brother? Johnny Disaster from Cry Havoc. Cody Joe Dickinson from Arizona. Land of the dead, but Cody is reborn. Corey Courtney. Always feeling the Dead Kennedys. One of my favorite bands of all fucking time. Yeah, Dacia Henley, there she is. What's going on, hon? That video was wicked cute. Made me laugh. John Hanson. What's up, brother? From Holland. Mike Pruitt. Zach Marvin. Kerry Murphy. I know there was some debate over who won the last trivia thing. I thought it was Kerry. Some people made a case for somebody else. I hope it got sorted. That would be Eastbound Hyena's job. Saba Sutidze. What's going on, brother? Don't want to start repeating people. Rich Broutman. Johnny Napalm. Eastbound Hyena, there he is. Come on. Hockey Hooligan, what's going on, man? Tony Clifton, there he is. Alan Perry. going on, pal? Scumbag arsonist, what's up, hon? Johnny V. Val, there's the man. Proud of you, Johnny. Dorms. Dorm S. What's going on, brother? Blood for Death. My cigarette went out. Keep going, get through this. Joe Amato, what's going on, pal? I'm trying to vary what I say. Hold on. Let's get through this. Come on, let's do it. Lexi. Alex G. Pew of Despair, I love it. Mike D. Opie DeFore. Hello. Michael Parkill. Shotgun Facelift 45. Matt Pathetic, what's going on, pal? We will get you on Facebook eventually. I said Opie DeFore. Yes, I did. Gina Colangiano, what's going on, hon? It's good to see you. I hope you're hanging in there. Dino Skino, yo! I'm going to have a hard time with this one. Maya Pralia Ezerate. What's going on, pal? John Williams, Nico MG. Jennifer Grant. Justin Jack, what's going on, pal? Gallon Burke 2. Sunday, bloody Sunday. I heard that Bono's going to write the COVID theme song. I have a hard time saying this. I'm from Charlestown. I was raised on the guy. I'm Irish Catholic. I don't have a choice whether I listen to U2 or not. I love U2. I think they're a great fucking band, but give me a fucking break. Gonna write the COVID song. I don't know if it's true. Maybe somebody said it just to make him look like a fucking phlegmhead. And I actually don't have a problem with the guy personally. I think he gives a lot of money to charity and shit like that. But come on, the COVID theme song? Come on. Fucking wanker. If it's true, wanker. If not, sorry, Bono. I'm sure you're really hurt that White Trash Rob said you're a wanker. Fucking dry your eyes with a $100 bill. Johnny No Bueno, what's going on, pal? The book's out, I heard. I saw your thing. Jack Phillips loves the cult. Everyone loves the cult. Once they're in, you can't leave. Hold on, we're almost there. There's going to be, Jack, there is going to be some trivia. Sorry. We got to do this. It's part of the ritual. And what are we not but people prone to the ritual de lo habitual? Eric Azriel, named after the biblical demon of death. Jack Phillips, I think I got you, but if I didn't, I just got you. Pride March, what's going on, pal? Hold on, we're almost there, I think. Yeah, we're on. Eric Lins, what's going on, brother? Oi. Aggie. I hope I don't miss somebody. I always miss somebody because the thing skips by, and then after I see them, and I feel really bad. Blue Orchard, what's up, hon? Hold on. Good song, Locks. Where you from? Bleak Forecast is here. Jason Bryant. All right, we're almost there. Justin Strickland. Chris Lyons, what's going on, brother? Chris does not love the cult. Chris keeps his heart separate. And that's about it. So where we at? What are we up to? What's going on? Anything new? What's shaking? Johnny Bueno just said, that's what I can't get about you Chucktown weirdos. I can get down with the Smiths. Fuck Morrissey. Morrissey's an asshole. Talk about long-suffering fans. Bobby C., what's going on, brother? Kelly Jacobson, what's up, hon? Yeah, I mean, the Smiths were more loved than U2 in Charlestown. Morrissey puts his fans through a lot, doesn't he? Really tests their mettle. Exilium Exulare, what's going on, pal? Mike Sandblur. Oh, is this your first one? Come on in, the water's fine. Wicked Shamrock, what's going on, Sean? Joe Kelbell, Rob Steven. So, we could do this in just about any order. A couple of strange thoughts, but Chris says riding trails and playing Call of Duty so I could shoot people in a game rather than in real life. Jay Vivitrol. What's going on? CF Stern. I can't pronounce that. But welcome. Tracy Griffin, what's going on? Did I say Rich Brotman? I hope I did. Yeah, everything's a blur right now as far as time goes. I can understand somebody playing a video game to shoot people metaphorically rather than in real life. I guess that's why we all play them, right? Let's see. Amanda Murphy, what's up, hon? Miss my mug, lovely mug, or somebody in the chat? Oh, go on. So, she's like off topic. I don't know if it's off topic. I guess nothing's off topic, but I was thinking about something the other day. Something that annoyed me. This is like totally tangential. I don't know if I'm going to be able to pull this off. This might be a total long walk for nothing, but I saw the White Zombie video for Thunderkiss. It was all the rage back in the early 90s or mid 90s or something like that. I'm watching people go back and forth about the Smiths. Seen that happen before. And it brought to my attention something I'd been aware of for quite a while. Every once in a while, like a heavy metal video will have like dancing girls in it. And this goes into a broader topic that we may or may not get into. I don't know. I have no idea. I guess it depends on the flow. But they'll put like dancing girls in, like go-go girls. You know, there would go-go girls in the Thunderkiss video. Go-go girls in My Girlfriend's Girlfriend by Type O Negative. I've seen them a lot from time to time. And I realize they always get it wrong. I think Thunderkiss starts with the girl shaking her ass. I couldn't figure out what it was. The dancing in like whenever they have girls dancing in the heavy metal videos, it's always like super spastic. Like really hectic and frenetic, and like they don't know what they're doing. And it took me a while to figure it out. I realized they're dancing to the guitars. You got to dance to the beat, the drum beat behind it. At the beginning of the Thunderkiss video, she's trying to shake her ass to the dun 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 the banner boom ba boom ba boom boom. The beat itself is a fuck beat. You would dance to it just like any other dance beat. Yes, I'm giving dancing lessons right now. I guess sort of theory anyway, dance theory. You dance to the beat. That's the part. You know, they try to dance to the guitars or something like that. It looks really robotic and like they're having a seizure or some shit like that, which could lead to a larger topic of what I perceive to be the language of music, because it's something I've given a lot of thought to. What song would I choose to be a Ramallah dancing girl? I have somebody. You mean like as in have somebody dance to? That's a good way to frame it. Basically, any of them kind of. Somebody said She Rides by Danzig. That's the one exception. That's a fuck beat anyway. Bum bum dun 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 dun. She swings her ass to the beat left and right, to the beat left and right, like she's getting fucked or like she's fucking. That's the point. That's the physiology that beats emulate. That's the core of music. Is mimicking physiological reactions. The fast hardcore beat. What is that? It's panic. It's dysphoria. It's rage. Fight or flight, basically. Rapid heartbeat. Then the bust. What's that? That's release. That's fucking. That's orgasm. That's what they all goes back to. The tribal drums of Africa. The mother. The first music. It's imitating primordial. It all starts with the heartbeat. But as far as songs that you could Ramallah songs that somebody could dance to, I would say any of them, really, because I don't use like blast beats and shit like that, and for very specific reasons. I used to watch bands when I was younger. I would study them, and I noticed that a lot of the really blurry stuff, nobody did nothing to it. They just sort of stand there and like and try to twitch to it. And it dawned on me, I'm like, it's because like what kind of physiological reaction does a blast beat actually emulate? I'm not knocking blast beats. I listen to a lot of that stuff, but as far as reacting to it physically, what can you do? Have a seizure to it? That's about it. So I kind of studied the way different beats responded, and the band that had the craziest response because they had such a deep pocket was Clutch. I'm talking about old Clutch. I'm not talking about the modern chicken picking country fried shit. I'm talking about the old Clutch, like off Transnational Speedway, the real apocalyptic crap. When that shit played in Boston, it was like a scene from fucking Vlad Tepes. Like people would be popped up on fucking sticks with coming out of their mouths like crowd would pop each other up on pikes. Those are some of the most fucking crazy reactions. Oh yeah, somebody could strip to Back from the Black. That's a Clutch beat. That's what that is. That beat is actually the same beat anyway as Walking in the Great Shining Paths of the Monster Trucks by Clutch. Same beat. Joe Kelbel asks, is Romalo doing any touring? There's nothing happening foreseeably right now. I think California put a ban on all music shows of any kind that would draw more than 10 people through 2020. But nobody's booking right now. And the people that had shows booked, they're all getting canceled left and right. So we're going to have to find some other ways to continue proselytizing music. But there are some things on the horizon. We haven't stopped recording. Why am I lighting a cigarette that's already lit? But there's stuff coming. We're still doing stuff. We have not stopped. Hey, Blake Patry is here. I thought you weren't gonna be able to make it. I'm glad you're here. Just scanning here. Just scanning. Sorry, I'm getting lost. I start following the conversations and then I forget what the fuck's going on. This is a funny thing. Daisha, you talking about the girl from the She Rides video? She was wicked cute. Pretty. And I remember being mesmerized by that ass. But this was also when I was like 14. Gaza Skin, what's going on, brother? Robert Forrest, what's going on, pal? I remember being mesmerized by it, but this was also when I was drinking the heavy metal Kool-Aid. I was, probably like 13. And I actually thought that the standard of beauty was like a woman with an ass like this wide and tennis ball tits that were, like inserted. Like I don't breast sizes, it doesn't bother me one way or the other, big, small, anywhere in between, but I'm talking fake. Like stretched, like if you flicked it, it would like pop open and the tennis ball would go bouncing down the street. The teased hair, blonde teased hair with the hairspray and the big hand like this. That was my beauty standard when I was 13, because I was into heavy metal, and that's what every metal. It all went back to Tawny Danica or whatever the fucking name was from the Whitesnake video. All of a sudden, every girl had to look that way. But then along came a prophet known as Sir Mix-a-Lot that introduced me to what I really like. I like big, you know what I'm saying? I like women. Women! Woo! Uh-huh. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what I'm saying? Pog, I think is the term. Pog. P-A-W-G. Ooh, Bradford making a bold statement. If she's under 150, I ain't in. Somebody mentioned the Templars. God, I love them. Tawny Katan, that was her name. Yep. Oh, she was beautiful though. The girl from the Danzig video. She looked like a little vixen. She had that evil look in her eye, like I'm gonna empty your bank account and wreck your life. Wait, who else? Anybody else pop in? That's it. That's a good question. Saba asks, what do you think about PMA I thought you should appreciate what you have, not beg for more because there are people who have less. That's my baseline philosophy. I tried it to be. You know, yes. Well, I'm going to give you a quick example. Somebody was in really bleak mood the other night on the board, and I had been as well. But then I spoke to Brother Jack, and I realized that as painful and bleak and you know, sub-zero and Arctic as my mood was, and it was excruciating and unpleasant. It can always be worse. And sometimes, in this case, that jarred me out of my mood. I was like, because I could still be in this mood and contending with what Jack's contending with right now. That was negative reinforcement. But sometimes you need that. Sometimes you need a brutal head check to remind you how things can always be worse. But as far as appreciate what you have to. You have to, because it can be gone in a second. If only because you can get hit by a meteor and it's all gone. But it can be taken in a million different ways. You can fall down the stairs, lose your ability to walk. Then you'll think back to the big beautiful before, where you were bitching about whatever your demons were at the moment, and say, I wish I was that guy again, or a woman or whatever. You can, and as far as like, material stuff, I'm indifferent. You can never get enough of what you don't really need. It's tricky. That's like a cone, like a Buddhist cone type thing, but it's the truth. And, it's comparison. It's envy comes from comparison. What is it? Comparison is the thief of joy. I try not to, it's impossible sometimes. I mean, we're social beings, so we bump into other people and, you measure yourself, but I try not to do that because it just leads to pain. There's always going to be, that's the hell of the jealous gods if you're measuring what you got against somebody else. There's always somebody with more. There's always somebody with less. So you gotta turn it inward. You gotta aim it at yourself. And if I sound like I have this figured out, fucking damn well do not. All right, where we at? People are talking about post-acute withdrawal syndrome. I got to tell you something about that. I remember telling my doctor, this came up in furtherance of another discussion that was going on the board the other night about Suboxone. When I first got in the Suboxone program, it was still in the trial phase in the U.S. This is a long time ago. And then I was on it. I was in the program for a while, and then I was out of it. Then I came back, was in it for a very long stretch, then out of it. And I used to tell him that I'm still sick 6 weeks, 2 months later. And he would argue with me and say, there's no medical data to support that. It's all in your head. I was like, no. I was like, he's like, maybe some sleep issues. I'm like, no, it's not sleep issues. I'm like, jump out of bed 6 weeks later, and I'm immediately racked with chills and, sustained dipilo erection that lasts all fucking day. It ain't in my head. That's a physiological reaction. I can't decide right now to make my hackles rise unless I think about Rosie O'Donnell's underwear deliberately, which I try not to do. And he actually disputed me. And then, a year or two later, he was like, yeah, we're getting some data. They're starting to call it post-acute withdrawal syndrome. Evidently, it's not just a 72-hour experience. I was like, wow. What a newsflash. You're blowing my mind. That's only what I was just telling. My doctor's an awesome guy, and he has done amazing things for Charlestown and all of his patients. Truly, he's a pioneer in a lot of ways. He changed my life for the better. But, he's like, yeah, you were right. Well, it goes all the way back to Burroughs in Naked Lunch. He used to talk about, it wasn't the intensity of the experience. He used to say anybody can sit still for 72 hours and be sick. You can gear yourself up for it. He said it wasn't the intensity of the suffering for him. It was the duration. He's like, but when you're still sick, like 2 months later, it's eventually going to break you. You're just going to say, fuck this. And I'm just going to do it once. And of course that can't happen. That's not possible. Nobody can ever, if you're prone to addiction, you're not going to do it just once. So it was for me, it was a loop. But yeah, I don't know what people were saying about PAWS, but, Oh, it's a thing. That's for sure. Where we at? Artie Lange. Yeah, I had heard he was on it. JG said doesn't have a problem staying away from opiates provided it stays away from other things. Yeah, that's why I initially, when I first got off opiates, I drank again. The first time I had some sustained time, and it didn't work. It couldn't work. The alcohol was an echo. It was I don't know how to a shadow of what the opiates did for me. So no matter how much I drank, I couldn't feel the way I wanted to. And alcohol is, of course, a disinhibitor. So after 10 beers, I'd be like, fuck it, I want to feel real good, and I go do it. And it was the whole thing. I had to get past. I had to leave it all back. I had to leave it all aside. I can't dabble. I am not. I am not now, nor have I ever been a successful dabbler. Not with physical pleasures. I'm a dilettante with, like, literature and shit like that. But all right. So how long have we been on here? All right, but half an hour. All right. So I'm missing a few things here. I'm sorry. I hope I didn't miss nothing major. But oh, Mike, I'm sorry to hear that. A friend of his lost his daughter on his birthday. I'm sorry to hear that. My condolences, Mike. Where the hell are we at? Oh, Eric said, I never liked opiates, but I fucking love hallucinogens. One of my buddies, my buddy, I got to send a shout out to my buddy Big Eric, and a friend, a very dear friend of his, but somebody that I was friends with as well. Rest in peace, Flan. I just heard he passed away. God, he was young too. Fuck. Rest in peace. But one of my friends he'd done everything, but his favorite drug was LSD, and I avoided all hallucinogenics my entire life, like they were fucking the plague. And there was a period when we were all hanging out at this club called Local 187. It used to be Bun Ratties. God, the stories from Local. Chris is on here. He could tell you the meat men. A couple of the guys were tabbing each other. These weren't crew guys. These were like fringe people. And I went up to my buddy Kevin at the time, rest in peace, and said, bro, please put the word out that if somebody tabs me, I'm going to at least try to kill them. I probably won't be successful, but I'm at least going to try. And he's like, okay, why? And I'm like, I can't have that. I can't have that shit in my head. I was like, I can't. I've never done it. I don't want to do it. I'm not touching it. They say there's like up people and down people. Drugs for me was not an additive thing. I did not need anything added. Some people do coke because they want to feel more. They want to feel more than what they are. I never needed that. Fuck no. I needed things removed. I needed the dial turned down. I needed things dialed back. All those 90s grunge songs about, I'm so numb. I was like, I'd like to be you then, because I've never been numb for 1 minute in my fucking life unless I stick something in my fucking arm. I never understood it. Life was excruciating to me, minute to minute. So the idea of pouring something into this snake pit I call my mind that would unhinge it even more than it already was, liberate its darker impulses, open up the door to my subconscious. No, not having it, don't need it, don't want it, keep that shit away. But I have heard from people that enjoy that shit that they love it, that it is like I told you, one of my buddies, acid was his fucking thing, man. He loved it. And he said He used to say, whenever I'm on acid, all I do is either laugh or I try to kill people. But either way, I have the best time of my life. And it seemed that way. Oh, seeing some acid talk. Acid build thoughts out of control. I built myself a nice little cage with bars of anger and a lock of rage. I can't help asking, who's got the key when I know damn well it's me. Oh, Pete Steele, rest in peace. You were the fucking man. Rich said never any hallucinogens. Yeah, I'm not saying, I don't know if they're good or bad. I just avoided them because the premise of them terrified me. My thoughts all day long, behind this affable exterior, my thoughts are much darker than I ever even let on, even with Blood for Blood lyrics. I did not need them unhinged, liberated, or freed. I barely had them control as it was. But, like I said, I've heard people have a lot of fun with them. I'm also way past the point where I'm going to be trying out any new experiences in that regard. Kerry Murphy says, I've noticed a lot of skinheads and shit when they do acid makes them violent. Yeah, it certainly can. The interesting thing was if you read Hunter S. Thompson's Hell's Angels, his biggest terror was when the Angels started hanging out with the Merry Pranksters, who were Ken Kesey's crew. The author Ken Kesey, who did One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. He had a crew of his own gang, really. They were like a nice gang, but they're called the Merry Pranksters, and they did like the electric Kool-Aid acid test and shit like that. Well, they ended up hanging out with the Angels at Kesey's farm for like a year. And Hunter S. was like, this is going to end in death. But the Angels loved acid, and it made them really peaceful and laid back for that time period. I don't think it changed them fundamentally, but they all had a great blast. They all hung out and had a good time. I've been Robert Forrest. I have been on a typo negative fucking kick. Typo negative kick. I mean, I'm never off typo negative. And there's no phase of that band I don't love. There's always 3 or 4 songs on every album that are like my favorite. Oh man, Pure Phosphorus. I don't know if I would be inclined to try that. Yeah, great book. Great book. Amanda Murphy, what's up, hon? Do you know what the name of the documentary was on Ken Kesey? That's funny. Mike D says ecstasy is the one thing I avoided. First time I heard of it was at a Grateful Dead show, and an old head told me to stay away from it. And I said, if a crazy, filthy hippie won't touch it, I ain't going near it. Carnivore. Retaliation is one of my favorite. The other album, the self-titled one, I don't even know what's on it. I've listened to it like twice. I was like, not into this. But Retaliation is that's it. That's the album. That was the album that when I was like 13, songs like In a Conflict, Angry Neurotic Catholics, felt like somebody reached out and like touched me on the forehead. I was so psychotically angry at that age. I thought I was a psycho, and I probably was. And hearing that album, he genuinely understood real depression. I'll say that about Pete. Whatever else, that dude understood genuine bottomed out depression. He spoke the language, and that's rare. I have Deja, I have not read any of Dee Dee Ramone's books. I watched The End of a Century, the documentary on them, which I thought was really good. I thought Johnny Ramone was a total douchebag. Like Johnny, what you did is amazing, but nobody still thinks you're tough because you wear a leather jacket. Like, he acted like a hard guy. I'm like, those days are over. Like, just be yourself. You don't have to still be the leather jacket hard guy that everybody thought you were back in 1971, like 77 or whatever. But the rest of the band were awesome. And I loved the interviews with Dee Dee. I just found him fascinating. He's like a male bubblehead, but hilarious and wise. I was bummed out when I heard that he went out from a dope overdose. Talk about a waste. Corey Home Music, what's going on, pal? I've heard of this microdosing. I know nothing about it. I literally know nothing about it. I'm like an all-in kind of guy with that sort of thing. A lot of people I've heard about candy flipping. Chelsea Horror Hotel. What's that? Jonathan Wilson, what's going on? Oh, first time. Welcome. Cody Green, what's up, pal? Pete Steele told Dom from Ramallah. Dom from Ramallah was in a band when he was like 16, and they played with Type O. Now, Pete was really shy. You know, he's like 9 feet tall. We Blood for Blood played with Type O Negative a ton of times over in Europe at those huge festivals, like Doorfest and Dynamo and shit like that. He was real quiet. He really was like 7 feet tall, like a 6'8" or 6'9" or something like that. He was real soft-spoken with that deep voice. Hilarious on stage, but he wasn't really outgoing. He was kind of retiring. Pete Steele went up to Dom. Dom's 16. Pete Steele went up to him and said, "Hey, I wasn't going to say anything, but I can't let this slide. You guys are, without a doubt, the worst fucking band I've ever heard in my entire fucking life, ever. And that's amazing to me. And I needed to tell you that." And that's what he said to fucking Dom. And Dom was actually perversely proud. It didn't hurt him, because Pete wasn't really saying it to hurt him. He's like, "I'm actually amazed that you guys are a clear worst band." Like, and that does, when you tour as much, if you tour that much, it does become pretty difficult to stand out as far as sucking goes. Single worst band I ever played with them, I don't remember their name. I wouldn't mention it even if I did, was in Toronto. They were so bad that I hated them for it. I hated them as people. I had personal hatred towards them. They were so fucking bad. Yeah. Where we at? I have not heard of Carlton Mellick, Mike. I have not. What is it? Oh, Pete Steele was the man. He was so fucking funny on stage. Him. Obviously, Paulie from Sheer Terror. Those are the days when every frontman was a different character. They were different characters. Jimmy Gestapo, he's another one. He was fucking hilarious. He could just carry a crowd, like innately entertaining. And that's something that has changed. Now everybody, they get up there and try to be the same guy. Oh, the hardcore. And if it wasn't for hardcore, I wouldn't be playing hardcore today. Wow, profound. Glad I paid my money to get in here. Back in the day, no, it wasn't. No, I love the Unseen. No, it wasn't them. But they were fucking, all those guys back in the day, they were, everybody seemed a little different, you know? Not all the same topic matter, not all the same body language. Yeah, Murphy's Law, man, they're great players, too. They were always great players. Choke was a great front man. Jack Kelly is a great fucking front man. He could be funny. Back in the day, he was a psycho. Yeah, it was like every, started to get, I want that back. Where everybody's got their own little thing going on. Wasn't that fun? Hold on. 732 Sean says, "Peace, solidarity, New Jersey. F no police." Tony Benevento, I didn't shout you out. Glad you're here. Thank you. That is a serious compliment. Thank you. You just said I can count myself amongst those guys. That really means a lot. Justin Benyon, what's going on, pal? Connor O'Brien, good to see you. John Kelly, the drummer from Typo. I had heard he was playing with Danzig. I heard they were all really nice guys, Typo. I'll tell you what, then we'll get to this because we're almost an hour in. I want to go for like an hour to an hour and 15 minutes if we can do that. I always wanted to work with Josh Selser from Type O, the keyboard player, because he produced all this stuff. And the later stuff, I love the production on Type O Negative. It's so layered, deep, original. But I didn't like the drum sounds on the first couple of albums. But the later ones I did. I would love to work with Josh Selser someday on an album. Shout out to the Freeze. Yep. Hold on, this thing burnt out. All right. Do some trivia, all right? I don't know how we're going to work this. If you're on the group, I guess, if you're on the Facebook group, we can make this happen pretty easy. But if you get the trivia question, I'll mail you a fucking Hawaiian shirt. I ain't putting a deadline on when it'll come because I'm not going out of the house much lately. But we'll do the fucking... we'll do a trivia question. I got a couple. And if you answer it, these are the rules for those that haven't been here. I'm going to give you the question. It's something that is not easily Googled. And the first person to jump in and answer will get the shirt. I hope, eventually. I heard that about Josh Selser being an EMT. I had heard that. I heard that about Dead Again as well. I had heard that. Raw Talk, what's going on, pal? All right, so you want to try... Bobby C., I'll get to that question in a second about Seth Putnam. I talked about him on one of the recent things. He walked his talk, man. I'll say that if I don't get back to the topic. He walked his talk. He was... he was willing to take anybody that's willing to take an ass whipping, not once but twice, but 1,000 times for their antics, that means they're committed. Okay, so here is the fucking first trivia question. Beyond the fact that at sea, it's very easy to get your eye yanked out of your fucking head. Because shit's whipping around with hooks on it and shit like that from the age of sail. But what was the real reason pirates wore patches on their eyes? There's a specific logistical reason. Go! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Da na 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 na. Na 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 na. Da na ba. Da na na. Nobody answering yet. I'm gonna give the answer in a second if I don't get it. 5, 4, 3, 2. Yeah, STP got it. That's right. Sick Steve. That's right. Night vision, to protect their night vision, because they're running onto other ships, and it's if you seeing the fucking sun's beating down on you, and you got to run under deck. Well, you want to be able to see what you're running into because there's guys down there with swords and grape shot. So that's right, Sick Steve. Bam. So Steve, that's easy. I'm in touch with you on a regular basis. I'll just mail you a shirt, and you can make a curtain out of it like it probably was originally anyway. A lot of you guys did get this. Brian Ramsey said because the parrot would pluck their fucking eye out. Yeah, it was to protect their night vision. Here's a quick one just for fun. And this one I'm only giving you 5 seconds because you can Google it in 2 seconds. How many years was the 100 Years' War actually? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's 116 or 117. So cool. Congrats to fucking Steve. Yeah, there is lag. That's why I try to keep going. I say 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, but then I do the Jeopardy music for like 10 seconds. I know there is a lag to different people. A lot of people got that though. 116. Yeah. Exulare got it. That's right. You can make an argument. It was almost 117. It was almost 117 if you go to the literal day. But All right, here's a more philosophical one. It's not philosophical. I believe it's emphatic, but in the book 1984, who was the representative of the party itself? And this is a kind of a trick question. There was a character who embodied the party itself. I'm going to give it away with this, but was the mouthpiece of the party. Ingsosh. That would be... Still waiting. See if anybody gets it. No, I knew people would go after Big Brother. Big Brother was the visual representation but he's never interacted with the person that Orwell used to embody the party was O'Brien. The guy that and it turns out that he's actually like a major fucking character within the party, even within the sub-reality of the novel. But oh, that's right. Me and Nathan had talked about this before. I just blew my own fucking thing up. All right, so where we at? We're almost at an hour. Is there anything else that I'm fucking missing? Oh, I know what I had to do. A couple of corrections from the last one. A couple of things that I got kind of fucked up in context when I watched the video back. So somebody in the previous video had asked me, had said, was the shot heard round the world the start of the Revolutionary War, the American Revolutionary War, when Crispus Attucks, or Atticus, they sometimes mispronounce it, Crispus Attucks, was shot on the Boston Common. And that, of course, is the case. That was the shot heard round the world. But in the context, that was a question somebody asked me in the chat, and I answered. And it was after I had been talking about Gavrilo Princeps and the assassination of Archduke Ferdinand. So it sounded like I was saying the shot heard round the world was the shot that killed Archduke Ferdinand, which of course you could make an argument that indeed was a shot heard round the world, but historically it is the shot heard round the world was the shot that started the Revolutionary War in America. And in the previous one, I had said that I didn't say this authoritatively. I said I think Otto von Bismarck died around 1870, 1871. The reason I had that date, it turns out that's not true, and I didn't say that it was true. I thought I might have got it wrong. But the reason that date got stuck in my head is 1870 and 1871 were the German reunification, which was Otto von Bismarck's big triumph. So that's why the date was stuck in my head. But I was surprised to find out that he lived all the way to 1898. That surprised me. I thought he would have died in the late 1870s or 1880s at the latest, but he lived all the way to 1898. So that's where we're at. All right, this was a good fucking thing. We did it like, I didn't want to do it on a Saturday night because it's summer and everybody's fucking out and chilling and, hopefully having sex, a lot of sex, because I haven't been, motherfucker. Fuck. Well, that's what the shed's for, right? But I want to try a different time, different day, see what the fuck happened, and had a good fucking turnout. So I appreciate y'all coming, unless Fenians who killed the Brits during the penal laws. What's that in reference to? You talking about like when they would send people to Van Diemen's Land? Like that time period? But the magistrate send me away. That's fucking funny. All right, guys. Thank you all for fucking coming out. I'm glad to see y'all in the group. That has been a resounding fucking success. Stay in there, stay at it. we're all looking for better ways and better days. And all we can keep doing is putting this foot in front of that one, in front of that one, in front of that one. My love to you all. Thank you all for coming out. We'll end with the prayer. My cynical prayer. I may write a new one, maybe not. Haven't decided. Maybe we'll do 2 prayers, the cynical one and the more optimistic one. See as things fucking go. But everybody yank off their fucking caps and wimples and make with the solemnity. See if I can get through it without stuttering like I almost did during the intro. What I got to do to find a better way to make it through? There's got to be a better way than living like this. I was waiting for a better way and waiting for a better day. I waited so long that I lost my faith. I was waiting, I was hating, I was pleading, I was bleeding, I was praying for something that never came. I prayed for something that never came. You prayed for something that never came. Almost. We prayed for something that never came. So bang, 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 and no more. Ah! My love to you all. Go team, no head in the oven. Please hang in there. Hit me up on the group if you want. And everybody be safe. See you later, guys.